Richard Smith, newly appointed sales director for UK and Ireland at Sangoma Technologies, shares his views on why he believes open source in telecoms is going to be an industry disruptor. History speaks for itself. Occasionally, something comes around to disrupt the norm, often seemingly out of nowhere and usually because someone has dared to offer something for nothing. If we go back to the early 1990s, when the high street was the only place to go to buy things, and the library was the place to find information, Tim Berners-Lee was busy writing his way into the history books. Suddenly a new way to communicate using a free open source language was created, and the World Wide Web was born, and we can see how that has impacted retail trading and information exchange. Suddenly finding people to write and develop websites using this free technology became quite expensive. While developers had no problem writing the necessary code to make their pages look great, it was beyond the average user. This opened a market to engage with a professional that could deliver you a website that would look and perform the exact way you wanted it to. Then in 2003, a small open source project called WordPress began to develop what is now the leading website development platform used by millions of websites, and put tools back in the hands of everyone, bringing website creation back into the hands of the everyday users and affecting the existing industry. It doesn't end there. 2008 saw the release of Android into the mobile market, which now, according to most sources, commands over half of the mobile device marketplace. You may also argue that developments like Linux, that powers a vast majority of the web, LAMP, etc., also made a huge impact on the likes of IBM, Microsoft, and Apple. What's next now? I may be a little biased because of where I work, but the reason I work where I do is because I am utterly convinced that the world of telecoms is about, or maybe already has been, to be shaken by the influence of open source. It may have taken a while, but open source platforms like Asterisk are set to dominate the modern communications arena. Once seen as a tool for the enthusiast at best, or a buggy developer's playground at worst, in 2017 we are seeing a huge shift in attention from a market once dominated by players such as Avaya, Middle, Cisco, Samsung, and Panasonic to open source-based communication systems that offer cost savings, improved functionality, and ease of use. As a company that bases its core products on open source, we are seeing big wins against the others in areas of government, education, and hospitality. A utopian world. Does this mean we advocate some utopian paradise where everything is free and nobody can learn from technology? No. What this means is that monopolies that have taken advantage for years suddenly face a reality that they have to adapt or die. The way is paved for more creative and entrepreneurial companies to leverage these technologies and begin to put service and customer satisfaction back at the heart of each opportunity. This is why the FreePix community, development, and sponsorship by Sangoma have been so successful, where others have drifted away. We built from an open source project and developed a commercial model around it that allows us to keep paying excellent developers to produce a product that is also open to those who still want to tinker under the hood. Dispel the myths, but surely if it's open source, it's vulnerable to hacking and fraud no more than any other internet-facing device. And because much of the underlying platform is community supported, a lot more work goes into protecting the vulnerabilities. What about quality of the product? Surely it can't be as good as proprietary systems. If you look at most vendors offering a unified communications system built on open source, you will see a very full feature list that many cannot compare with, and certainly not on price. Then a classic and frequent comment is that it must be too complicated because it is built by geeks. In reality, all of the open source driven projects are there to overcome a problem, and one of the common problems is to overcome the complexities and therefore costs of hiring high-skilled professionals to maintain and fix their systems. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. We have already seen with some of the bigger companies that they are struggling to compete in this market, and with more people seeing the benefits of open source in telecoms, the opportunity and disruption is only going to increase. Over recent months, I have experienced taking resellers that have been in the traditional space for several years, winning and retaining better deals because of the advantages of this open source heritage. Opportunity is always there if you have the foresight to see it and take advantage of the situation when it presents itself.